Hi guys, today we're doing our second review of Dad and Mad's film reviews. We got a really good response from the first one, even though I thought the film was a bit gash of the Meg. So we're trying to do, or we're about to do, this a second one, which is a much more well-known film, so we don't have to worry about spoilers, and it's called The Goonies. I'm Dad's,
And I'm Matt's.
and we have just watched The Goonies. Well, I've watched it for like maybe the 30th time, where I am about 85. Mads has watched it for the second time, but the first time she was very young, she doesn't really remember it. So we watched it again. So do you want to tell them a rough idea of what the story's about?
Well, there's these people who can't afford their house and they'd have to sell all the properties if they couldn't afford it. But then luckily they find a treasure map.
What are these people called?
I can only remember like the
No,
main
what's
ones.
the group?
But the Goonies.
The Goonies, we'll tell them.
Well, and the group's the Goonies, and they find a treasure map and they go on a treasure hunt to find the treasure of the pirate, One-Eyed Willie, and they have to go on a big adventure. So
Yeah, that's basically it. So they live in an area which is about to be redeveloped by some rich Tories, basically. And they've got 48 hours to come up with a shed loads of cash, or they lose the homes. They go upstairs in the attic. The dad works in some museum, so he has access to all these antiques. They find a treasure map, which is like an old urban legend. No one believes it's true. But they decide to go and have a bash anyway. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? The leader of the group is the younger of two brothers. His name's Mikey, who grows up to be Samwise Gamgee in Lord of the Rings. But he kind of leads the expedition, and they go from there, and the film just moves from there, and they end up underground, and then they end up like falling down caves and slides and all that type of stuff. Can you remember what the baddies are called? They were trying to catch them.
not exactly now. The Fruitellis?
The Fratellis, not the Fruitellis.
Fruitelli, I like
The
Fruitellis.
Fruitellis sound like a gay boy band, but the Fratellis, yeah. So they're the bad eggs. There's the mum who's the main character, who's the main baddie, and there's two young sons or younger sons, and they're both idiots. And they're trying to get them, especially when they find out that there's money involved. And the money involved is from allegedly from a pirate ship, which was captained by someone called One-Eyed Willie, who I was just about to call Wheelchair Willie for some reason. One-Eyed Willie. And it's supposed to have like millions and millions of pounds in jewels and all that, which would save their homes. So they go out on the expedition. They tangle with the Fratellis. Bit by bit, we get closer and closer to where we're going and all that. But can you tell us some of the characters that are in it?
Well, Mikey is basically the leader of the group, isn't he? And Chunk, you can't forget him, he's funny though, innit? And the Truffle Shuffle. and Sloth. It's the most I can remember.
I will give you £5 if you do the shuffle with no tap on right now.
No.
No? Right, and Sloth, who's iconic. Anyone who's around my age will know who Sloth is. He's the legendary All You Guys and Baby Ruth and all that. And what did you think he was the first time you ever saw him?
An alien.
Madison thought he was an alien. But, so they find Sloth. He looks like he's going to be a nightmare. He looks like he's going to kill Chunk at one point.
I know.
And he ends up being the best friend and helping him through the story. Most people who watch this will have seen The Goonies. If you haven't, you really need to. It came out in 1985. Been around a long time. Steven Spielberg was involved in it. Some of the actors in it, like you say, Sean Astin, who's Samwise Gamgee, and a really young Josh Brolin, who's gone on to be a superstar in all sorts of things like Coen brother films and most recently in Deadpool 2 and stuff like that. Everyone knows Josh Brolin, and it's cool. Listen, it's an old film. It hasn't aged particularly well. There's some of the CGI in it is very old. Some of the rocks in it that they're moving look like they're made out of polystyrene, which they probably are. But looking past all that, because like I say, the film's 30 years old. If you look past all that, what did you think about it?
I think it was amazing. Really good film.
What was good about it?
Well, it was really funny, and it was an adventurous film, and I like adventure style films. But I just thought it was really good.
It's exactly that. It's a proper treasure hunt. And when's the last time you've seen a good film about anything along those lines that wasn't just real corny and rubbish?
Apart from Indiana Jones.
Apart from Indiana Jones, yeah. But he's not a treasure hunt, mind you. Shut up. But anyway, it's just funny. It's a pure ride. Anyone who's got kids under the age of 15, introduce yourself to this film. It's funny, it's exciting. Chunk is just so funny. He's a funny character. And you know what the mad thing is? He didn't even carry on acting after this film. He's now a lawyer somewhere. But Chunk, we watched it the other night, and I forgot how much Chunk made me laugh. He's just like a little fat, hungry monster. He's just always moaning about his stomach, always complaining about other things. He's basically a little version of me.
And he does the truffle show.
And he does the trouble, which I do every time I sit down, like inadvertently. Then you have Sloth. Unreal how funny Sloth is. It really is unreal. And then that's it. There's booby traps. There is boulders. There's a little inventor in the group. Can you remember what he's called?
Data.
Called Data, who's a bit stereotypically. Nowadays, I don't think they'd make a character like that because it's a bit borderline stereotypical, like of a Chinese fella. But he is funny. No one can understand what he's saying. He's got loads of jarg inventions which are funny. Some of them work, most of them don't. And the Fratellis just chasing him the whole way through. You've all seen the film, but if you haven't, I don't know what's wrong with you, but go and watch it. Eventually it all culminates in them finding the treasure ship, the pirate ship. Sorry, did you like the pirate ship?
Yeah, it was cool.
What did you think was the scariest part in the film?
Seeing all the skeletons was creepy.
Yeah, there's loads of dead bodies or skeletons.
On the pirate ship and in like the little caves to get stuck in and everything. It's not nice.
What about One-Eyed Willie's ice socket? It's a bit moody, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that shouldn't really bother. Only really young kids would be bothered by that, and even then, they'll get over it quick.
And there's a skeleton that cockroaches crawl out of its eyes.
Exactly. But apart from that, they're few and far between. It is funny. There's a little bit of adult stuff in it. Like someone gets shot in the head. There's a couple of dead bodies. Where Chunk has to get stuck in a fridge with a frozen corpse, which is really funny, to be fair. But apart from
ice cream, so
he's got ice cream, yeah. So apart from that, listen, it's just a joyride from start to finish. It's aged, like I said before. If it came out now with those special effects, it'd get laughed out of town. But it's over 30 years old. It's from that era in the 80s where kids' films were just smashing it all the time. Like just really, really good films. Films like that and E.T. and anything that Steven Spielberg was involved in or people like that were just unreal. This is unreal. IMDb give it 7.8 out of 10. It's alright, I suppose. Rotten Tomatoes, like we said last week, is a bit stricter because it's usually people on the internet. They just give it 70%, which is quite high for Rotten Tomatoes, to be honest. So we're gonna give it our own rating, and then we'll split the difference like we done last week. Hopefully, this little idiot has now realised that The Meg isn't one of the best films she's ever seen, and she won't give it a 9.5 if she ever watched it again. So, what rating would you give the Goonies out of 10, and why?
gonna give it a 9.5. The reason I don't give it a 10 is because if it come out around now, it'd look a bit more realistic.
Unrealistic.
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 Either way, you know what I mean.
No.
But it'd probably look a little bit better. But for like 30 years ago, it's really good. And either way, even if it did come out now, doesn't matter. It's such a good film.
Who's the funniest character in it?
Chunk.
Chunk. What about Sloth and his wiggly ears?
Chunk and Sloth.
They are brilliant. So you'd give it 9.5. I wouldn't go that far off that, to be honest. I think it's an amazing film. It really is. It reminds me of my childhood, so there's a bit of nostalgia there. I think I would give it a 9 out of 10, I think. And the only reason I give it a 9 is because I know that there's films out there that are better than it, that are a 10. So that's why I wouldn't go higher. I'd possibly give it less if it weren't from my time when I was young, and you just get a bit nostalgic, don't you? But I would give it 9. So you give it 9.5. So we will give it. Should we split it and say 9.3? 9.3 out of 10 for the Goonies. That's not a bad score. Do you know what I mean? In my opinion, it's the best kids film, possibly the best kids film ever made. In my opinion, it's right up there. So this is our review of the Meg. Sorry, it's not the Meg. This is our review of the Goonies. We hope you've enjoyed it. We just like to thank everyone. The comments and the sharing of the video of the last one was excellent. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel. I think we've figured it out now. Well, I have. I'm the idiot. She knew what she was doing all along. I'm Dads.
And I'm Max.
And we'll see you next week. Ciao.
Toodles.